Okay, it's your boy Brandon Chung, man, and I'm back at it again, man. I'm back at it yet again. No matter where I'm at, I always get my intro right. Hey, it be windy out here, so forgive me. I got like notes right here. As you see by the title, man, homelessness is real. Homelessness in America, based off of what I'm looking at in the economy, can get a lot worse, and that is super duper scary, actually is. So it's like, should you be investing in stuff? It's like, because I'm a sports card investor, I looked at my portfolio, it'd be like 5 digits still, even with them drops. So that's very good for me. But guess what? Not everybody has it good. Not everybody has it good. And I'm just going to tell you like why homelessness has been happening, you know what I mean? I'm going to give you a couple quotes, like what because I watch a bunch of invisible people videos. I watch a bunch of homelessness videos because I got really entrenched to the homelessness subject. I'm gonna tell you maybe what we can do about it. And some of the good news, there's not much good news though. Homelessness in America, it is the invisible population. Why does this happen? A lack of compassion, a lack of heart and love. Sounds so extremely obvious, but sometimes there's a large amount of beauty within simplicity. And that's definitely true. There's a lack of agency cohesion. I be hearing a lot in videos, agency this, agency that. In Utah, they say all our agencies working together. Hey, what the man? Agencies? Y'all need to figure it out. Y'all got nice amount of budgets. Y'all got more budgets for the particular agencies than the GDP of third world and some second world countries. Figure this out. So, hey, that basically means everybody got to work together. That's what that means. Sometimes property taxes. It sounds weird, but in Texas, we have one of the highest property taxes. If you add up like property tax plus like little like icky, like little bitty fees, it's like 2%. So like my house, I live in a 1-story suburbs. Our estimated home value is like $200,000. So we pay what, $5,000-$6,000 in taxes, right? Imagine you got a really big house. You got like a $500,000 house, right? Like a Patrick Bet David house in Addison. You're paying $500,000. Well, you're probably paying what, $10,000 or $15,000 property taxes. So even if you have your house fully paid off, you still gotta pay property taxes to the government. And if you can't do that, they're gonna evict you from your home. And then you're gonna go homeless like that. That's what I've heard a lot. A high medical bills. So people, you know, hey, life happens, emergencies. So we get in that hella emergencies. You know, you got in a car accident because people drive crazy on these roads, not being careful. And then you get homeless like that, $20,000 emergency fee. Like $20,000 emergency bill when really the operation costs a couple thousand. Like, that's a whole problem within itself. Social media, in my opinion, is decreasing the love and taking away the human element out of society. And if we lose this human element even more, this whole world is over. I'm telling y'all that for sure. Interest rates are, the federal interest rate is down, but like interest rates for credit card companies is increasing. Interest rates for particular lenders is increasing because the stimulus packages are over. California, man, and homelessness in America, I'm going to refer to California a lot because California is supposed to be one of the most prominent states in this country. Los Angeles is supposed to be one of the most culturally impactful societies in its entire country, yet the homelessness epidemic is ridiculous over there, the most ridiculous. So what did California do? They got so many homeless people. Are we going to release 11,000 more prisoners from March to August? And then what the hell? Because of a virus, they say, or because of COVID, I'll bleep that out. Because of COVID, we got to release 11,000 prisoners. Well, the prisoners got COVID, and now they're going out to the streets giving other people COVID. So does that solve any problems? No. Another reason is a large lack of execution. So all these people you see on the CNNs and all them whatever channels, all the people in their suits and their dresses, they talking like, we're gonna figure out all these problems, you know. No, we realize these problems and this is what we're gonna do. And guess what? They don't do it. It's just like, hey, you say something, do it. On my channel, 80 videos Brandon Chung uploaded. He say something, he do it. He say something, he do it. Honestly, a little bit lazy, elitist, and an elite corporation. So, you see, based off the action and the behaviors made by the elite corporations, it is for solely in a personal financial gain via helping out the homeless, helping out the community. Hey, that money talks, dog, right? In California, there's the income taxes it's a progressive tax system, meaning it's from 1 to 12% taxes, and there's like 9 different levels. So basically, if you're rich, they charging you 12% income tax. Just to live in California, you'll pay 12% of $500,000, and guess what that is? That's over $50,000. And guess what California will be doing with that money? Well, it's difficult to explain. Am I recording? So and then there's a whole bunch of things I didn't mention. One thing I gotta mention major, obviously COVID is so far having the most negative economic effects in America. We seen from one particular instance, probably since like the world wars. I'm gonna be honest, probably since like a world wars. It's worse than hurricanes, it's worse than terrorist attacks, because the businesses are forced to shut down, and it's a civil action. So we can't blame other countries. We gotta blame ourselves. And that's another thing the government be doing, is trying to put the blame on other people versus taking responsibility for their own action. The quicker people can take responsibility for their own action, the quicker we can come to solving problems. We are not in high school no more. Government, hey, Mr. and Miss Government people, stop talking about, sorry I'm cussing, Lord. I'm really passionate about this, I guess. But, like stop talking, stop chatting, stop making up a bunch of BS, and stop blaming people if it's not the people's fault. And most of the time, it's not. And what you do the right thing. It gives $1.8 trillion stimulus package. That's what they don't do. Because lack of cohesion in the governmental system. And then what about the American economy? Well, let's talk GDP. GDP is gross domestic product. I guess you can call GDP, it's like the sum of all the American businesses, American assets, schools, buildings, all the paper goods, everything combined into a one number. Our GDP was like 22 trillion, which was number 1 in the world. But guess what happened after the COVID? Jeez Louise, the GDP dropped 5%, like the first recorded number, which was probably like in May or something. And then in like June and July, that thing dropped 31%. 31%. And our GDP, the previous years were going up like 2% each year on average, year over year average. The whole dropped 31%. For this number sounds scary. You guys heard of the Great Depression, right, in the 30s. The horrible, awful pictures, black and white pictures about people literally in the soup kitchens, standing in line like thousands of people standing in line for soup and bread because they're so hungry. Guess what? The investment, the definition according to Investopia, they say in order to be an economic depression, which is the worst drop of them all, it is the GDP dropping 10% over the year. This economy dropped 31% in a quarter. Oh, and so people acting like it's okay. So it's 3 times worse than the legal definition of the drop. And yet the government's making up some bullshit like it's okay, it's okay. It's not. Fix the there's so many things we can do to fix a problem, but we're not fixing the problem. It feels like everybody's putting things backwards. And the people, we gotta work with the government too. There's gotta be a coexistence. But it seems like such a simple and obvious answer, yet then we got, egotism in the way. Then we got status and politics, and we got this caste system. Anyway, let's talk about solutions. Finally, let's talk about some solutions. So I was looking at a bunch of videos. These are not like really my ideas. I just found them online. And that's how we can work together. One way is, instead of kicking people out of, parks and stuff like that, instead of kicking people out, how about we interact with the homeless and help them learn? Maybe not we, because not me, but whoever's working for the government, help the homeless people learn. It's the same thing with the criminal justice system. They put in prisoners in jail and they just say, hey, stay there, but they don't teach them anything, once they get out. It doesn't make any sense. So why don't we teach homeless people some maybe financial education, teach them the basic like sanitary things, and teach them how to like apply for jobs and like how to like work, get resumes and stuff like that. That way, at least they can work in a grocery store or something. Because Walmart, Kroger, Costco, all them places are always busy and they need help. So there's certain industries in America right now where, jobs are able. Man, I don't know. It is very difficult. It is very difficult. But I mean, can't the government people try something, right? Because the way it's working right now, the system, it's not working. So try something different. They say the most craziest thing ever to do in the world is to keep doing the same thing over and over again, and then not try to reprimand your mistakes. Try not to try anything else. You see what I'm saying? Another thing, obviously, is housing. But everybody says housing. But here's the thing. What the hell is a house, right? I'm looking outside. I'm in a neighborhood right now. It's a middle to a higher income area where I'm at. A little bit higher than average income in Texas. This neighborhood is. I'm looking at a bunch of houses. They got to be at least 2,000 or 3,000 square feet. Some of them is definitely 2,000 square feet. Some of them are like only 1,500 square feet, but it's 2 stories. Guess how many people live there? 3, 4, 1. Let's do an Elon Musk innovation for the house model, like the actual like architecture of the house model, and let's build 50-story, 100-story building that can, and then have like 10 to 50 rooms, like just with the most basic essentials, like have like, if you have 50 rooms, have 5 common bathrooms, and just, hey, that's how it's got to be. And then have like 3 common kitchens, that's how it's got to be. And then have 50 bedrooms. And then and then that's it. That's literally it. Look at Japan. They're building higher and lower, not wider. America is literally architecturally building wider. And that's where I think a lot of the homelessness stems from, is our inability to realize, hey, all these people, hey, look, all these lenders, y'all using this all this free land to build up your status even further, to elevate your personal financial gain even more. Stop doing that. Y'all got enough money. Empty land. Build a 100-story building similar to Japanese model, and then you can occupy literally maybe 1,000 people. 100-story building times 10 people a floor, it's 1,000 people. You can occupy literally 1,000 people. And you can have rooms big enough for maybe 3 people. And have a bedroom and a crib for babies and stuff like that. Y'all listen to me. Y'all literally could occupy like 3,000 people like that. I mean, just one lot, just one 5,000 square footage lot, or maybe, I don't know how many, maybe 10,000 square footage, if you can find one of them. And it builds so far up. And Elon Musk, once he figures out the underground thing, have affordable housing down. Affordable housing. Housing, obviously. But not temporary housing. So what I research is apparently a lot of social services, they kick out some homeless people after a few months. You know what I mean? After a few weeks. Because they bring in the wrong people in the first place. But have temporary housing for the homeless people that like are really trying to get back on their feet. Because there's so many homeless people that are like not on drugs, not even drinking, nothing. And they are very articulate. They speak well. Some of them have college degrees. So, I mean, that's another thing. Temporary housing, not permanent. Because at the end of the day, it's people. We got to help out other people. And yes, you know, I understand the American government, they want their stock market to look good. But the further you prolong the stock market fake numbers, then eventually, which is called nominal gains, then eventually you're going to be forced with the fact you have to face some real gains. And then your stock market is going to drop 50% or more. The stock market is going to drop 50% or more because it's a heavily overvalued right now. A lot of companies have like price per earnings of like 30 plus. And when your GDP drops 30%, you're bound to have a pretty major crash. You know, people's lives are at stake. We got to help them out. Like I donated like just a little bit of money to like invisible people. Just like, I mean, please don't call me a good guy. I'm not, you know. But I broke down a lot of things. Lowering the property taxes, because honestly, it's not really necessary. I'm gonna be dead ass. It's not like, you know, if people pay off their houses, they should be able to live in the houses. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, I don't even know. Another solution that could happen, but that would take a lot of humility, is major elite corporations, social media, I'm talking social media platforms, internet platforms, search engines. What they can do is donate a little bit of money themselves, because a lot of the tech companies have great balance sheets. And what they can do is spread certain homeless epidemic awareness through like algorithms, through TikTok algorithms, YouTube algorithms, and maybe not just homelessness, anything, any sort of donation. And I'll give TikTok credit. They've been doing that. I don't see as much as the donation on YouTube. I'll be straight up. So yeah. But I like YouTube better. I like YouTube better. So yeah, that's what we can do with the algorithm. Because especially the Instagram algorithms, they are promoting like pictures of like good looking ladies because it is personal financial gain. It is it's all these social media platforms thriving off addictive behaviors, and that just erases the human element out of society. It really does. And that enforces and actually promotes, you know, and incentivizes you to have an addictive behavior, incentivizes people doing maybe even unethical things, completely wrong things, like kissing and a naked lady and stuff like that on a camera, and then they're being heavily incentivized. So totally wrong, but that's what's happening. And then everybody's on social media, on the internet, because we are all addicted to the, you know, the phone. Psychological, it's a whole psychological aspect. It's a very complex situation. I don't want to explain. But what they can do is every now and then say, hey, you know, donate to the homeless fund. What Logan Paul did, he set the trend. More stuff like that. He did a Pokemon box break, and then he donated like I mean, they fundraised $100,000 for a mental institution or national, whatever it's called. Beautiful thing. We need more influencers like that. Like, I mean, don't give Logan Paul any hate. I don't want to see no more Logan Paul hate. Just give him love. I don't want to see no more. Give respect to the homie. Other influencers like that. Graham Stephan was, gonna sell his cards, Pokemon cards, and do something with it. I don't even know what he said. Something like that. Another thing Americans can do to solve homelessness problem is copy. Just copy other people. It's not that hard. With this whole evolution of social media, we lost our creativity and we all copying each other. All the influencers, they just copying each other. Hey, clickbaity thumbnails and titles. That's a copycat. Day in a life, everybody copy day. Day in a week, everybody, you know what I'm saying? Vlog, everybody copy the format. Brandon Chung, people copy me. And I'm cool with that. I love that. The way I did TikTok, people copied me. And I'm saying, cool. Just United States, copy other countries. Copy Finland, Japan. I think Singapore is another one. Whatever their country is doing, try to implement some elements that could apply to the United States society. Because obviously we're different from the countries. Not saying it's better or worse. I'm just saying it's different. Copy. Be a copycatter, okay? Finland, look at that. Finland, they have the human element right. That's what I will say. I don't know much about Finland. They have the human element right, though. Finland said, ain't nobody deserve to be homeless. They said housing's not a privilege. Housing is a right. It's a God-given right. We talk about freedom of speech all the time, how everybody be censoring us. Well, getting a home is a right too, or at least an apartment or something, or a tent or something. A tent, you know what I mean? But that's all I can say. All I can say is, and let me give you anecdotal evidence. I saw off of particular homeless people videos and stuff like that. Oh, another thing, a solution is sanction cities with a high population density of homeless people. So what I mean by that is, you got 1 square footage and you got like 1,000 people. Then, get some hand sanitizer, some water bottles, put a porta potty there. Man, it's really not that hard. You can do it very cost effectively and it's very easy, so. There's this one guy on Invisible People, he was a millionaire, he went homeless. A dude, millionaire, and he went homeless because he lost his job. He said 400 restaurants in the Bay have been closed down. In the Oakland area, 400 in that little area closed down. And he said for good, so it's not a temporary close, it's permanent. So 400 small business owners plus the employees are gone. So I think that's approximately anywhere from 2,000 to 5,000 people lost their incomes. It's, you know what I mean? And just in the Bay Area. He said those restaurants have been around for like 100 years. They've been around through the Cold War, through World War II, World War I maybe, and maybe even the Great Depression as well. But now they're closing down. That tells you something. That tells you a lot what's going on with the whole government and whole economic regulations. Tells you a lot about that. Okay, Spanish flu happened in 1918 in America, and those restaurants didn't close down then. But now they're closing down. I'll move on to my next point. He said it feels like a third world country. Honestly, because it is. I'm gonna give you guys some California numbers in a second, but quality of life looks like a third world country. That's what it looks like. I haven't been there. I can't really speak, first person. Nobody can't. I don't know who said this. Well, a homeless person said nobody can get their life back in 6 months. And then they also said it's easy to go homeless, it's hard to get out of homelessness. So that means it takes you like 5 missed payments to go homeless. Like 5 missed house payments. And then once you do go homeless, how are you gonna get everything back? Because the government took your card, they took this, they took that, they took your phone, they took your this, took your everything. Even if you paid it off or not, I don't know. I don't know how that works, but because you just got to take what you can and run. So you got to start over. That means you have to start over with no phone, no shower, no soap. Where you gonna get water and food and all of this, and where you gonna go? Like you can't sleep in neighborhoods or a bunch of places. You can't sleep you can only sleep in a little amount of places. Another person said a lack of anybody supervise the area. So certain areas in California need to be supervised by just someone who is good in the heart. It needs to be supervised by very organized people. Why does the government not hire anybody to supervise the area to do the good things? Hire 3 people. I don't know. I don't know. You have to steal. There's no point. Homeless people say they have to steal because the government is not helping them. So, what else are they going to do? They're people. They have to eat. So, this is a slap in America's face. Oh, America, government, they say, it's too expensive to have all these social services, particularly for homeless programs. It don't even cost that much. But then you're going to make the economy more corrupt and worse because homeless people are now going to have to steal everywhere. It's such an ironic thing. It's such a... The government don't want to help you because of economic issues, but at the same time, they're worsening economic issues. Okay, next point. Can't afford to rent apartment. Okay, so okay. So I think it's this Asian guy, he's talking about it. He says, I have a friend who is a UPS driver full time. So this dude's making $30 an hour in California and does not rent out an apartment. Because even with the salary, the apartment is still too expensive. Affordable. If we don't do that, bye-bye America, hello every other country. California is only one part of the homeless epidemic in America. New York, I think now has experienced a lot. I've heard San Francisco is crazy. I've heard Portland, Dallas, probably Chicago, and other places. Yeah. So let me get to some points now. I really don't want to finish this video, but hey. What I will say for the sports card people who watch this homeless video is that, is it the good time to, am I buying sports cards? No, I'm not buying sports cards right now. I haven't bought any for the last week, I think. Because I impulse bought a bunch of sports cards. That's a future video. I'm just going to give you some quick numbers. 27% of people experiencing homelessness in the entire U.S. are in California. So that's the thing right there. That's why there's a lot of leaving California. I'll make a separate video why leaving California solves nothing. And it's very true. It doesn't solve any problems. California homelessness, it went up 20% over the last decade. But between 2018 and 2019, it increased 16%. 16%. And this year, it probably increased another 10% or so. Or if not, yeah, probably another 10%. This is very sad stuff. Here we go. Family finances. August 7th, 2020. That was my sister's birthday, but they came out with this terrible number. It's the COVID-19 eviction crisis. An estimated 30 to 40 million people in America are at risk of what? Of losing their home. And homeless means 30 to 40 million potential people. More people are homeless now. 30 to 40% of Americans are at risk of eviction in the next upcoming months or so. So if you're a realtor, it's a terrible time. If you're a lender, it's a terrible time. And if you are renting, it's a terrible time for all of us. So, because the government, it doesn't want to give people the stimulus check. Not anybody. Some people definitely deserve stimulus check. Some people don't, right? But nobody's getting it. So that's a problem. That's because of a lack of cohesion within the government. The whole Donald Trump or whoever else, I don't even know. Basically, I think government forbearance had a lot to do with this. I don't know much about the real estate industry, but I can tell the people that forbearance means, oh, you don't have to pay us for the next 6 months, but after that, you're gonna have to pay us double. Like 6 months later, you're gonna have to owe us all that rent back, plus more. When you know people are losing their jobs and not making money. So it's like, how the pay for it? The COVID-19 housing crisis has sharply increased the risk of foreclosure and bankruptcy, especially among small property owners. Exactly what I was talking about. Long-term harm to renter families and individuals. Exactly what I was talking about. Disruption of the affordable housing market. Exactly. And destabilization of communities across the United States. That's it. We need more affordable housing. The housing inflation is too much. The food inflation is too much. Why? Like, pretty soon the US dollar is going to be so hyperinflated, it is going to be similar to World War I Germany. And the US dollar is going to be totally irrelevant. And in countries at an anarchist point. Because we fed up with the government. We fed up with all this. You know, I hope just peace and positivity and peaceful agreements are made versus violence and fighting, because then nuclear weapons can get involved and we screwed. So 29 to 43% of renter households could be at risk of eviction by the end of this year. And this article was made in August, and it's October. It's October. 30%. That's the entire America. So everybody's talking like there's no way I'll be homeless. 30 million households out of 365 million people. Let's say there's like Let's say there's 200 million people living in households right now. Or yeah, right. Let's just say that 20% is, or 20. So about 15% to 20% of all houses could get evicted. 20% of all houses. Poor, middle class, high class, all of them. If this number is even close to accurate, even is slightly true, this is so scary because homelessness can now be at above unemployment rate. Oh my God. Homelessness rate could be higher than unemployment rate. I really think a homelessness could be 20%. At that point, there's no return. I don't know what to do. I mean, if anybody watches this video knows what to do, please let me know. Or please let the government. Oh, if even 10 million American households are gonna be evicted, even if 10, that's probably 5 to 10% of the total households in America. Oh, it just hurts so bad. It just, I don't know. I'm done. My phone's about to die. I'm done. Look, I went through one page. I got 7 more pages. I'm done. So that's why I am not buying sports cards. That's why I'm not really buying anything. And it's like the government encourages us to spend money. Hey, we don't have money. I don't know what to do, man. I mean, the truth and everything will get exposed, because if you give people absolutely nothing, then people have nothing to lose. So they're going to reveal everything. And then I hope we don't repeat a civil conflict similar to Civil War. But now it looks like there's a potential to, because the government has been so lackadaisical for such a long time. I don't know what to do, man. Oh, man. And here's the unfortunate part. I've been right a lot. The unfortunate truth is I've been right a lot. I feel like I'm right, but I hope to Jesus, I hope to God I am wrong. I've never wanted to be so wrong in my entire life about this homeless epidemic gonna ruin the country, let alone we got like 4 other major problems. But I guess if you guys want me to do more videos like this, like leave California means nothing, let me know in the comments. And if you want me to do a whole education system video, let me know that. Just live every day like it's your last. That would be my message. Just live every day like it's your last. Just love your family. That's the most important. Relationship is the most important, not this whole social media. But I have to put this on social media or else nobody can see it. Like, so I don't know how that happens, but oh man, just we have positivity. We need so much positivity. God, we can do this. Country, everybody, all of us, we can do this. But we gotta start doing a lot of things right. I mean, look at all my videos. I've been right so many times about sports card stuff, and I really feel like I'm right about this, and I hope that can encourage positive change. If not, then no, it doesn't. I'm done. It's just I'm gonna play ball with my homies and feel better. It's been your boy Brandon Chung. Okay. Until next time.